I have hundreds of walnuts now. They're all cleaned and husked, but now I need to crack them. So I'm going to build an electric nut cracker, and I thought I'd bring you guys along. So a lot of this isn't going to make sense until I start getting it assembled, but I got all the side pieces cut out, but essentially there is a box. This will be over here. The walnuts get dropped down, and they get cracked, fall out the bottom, shells fall off, you pull out the meat, and you're good. So these are all cut. Now what I have in here is a rotor, the smasher, the blood, the heart of the machine, and this is just a piece of black gas pipe that I've ground down the outside. It's not black anymore. And the shaft that runs through the whole thing, that it's actually a drill is going to turn it, is going to be this 5/16 rod, not this exact one, but the same size. And so to get it to the same size as that, these nuts fit really tight over there. So, and they fit really tight. I have to hammer them into this pipe. So this will center this shaft into here, and I'll hammer them all the way in, and I'll weld them in, and then this rod actually gets welded to the whole thing. Okay? And now this turns, and there's only so much clearance against the wall, and as it turns, this is forced between and cracked. Now this is too smooth, so what I'm going to do is take this small 1/4 inch pencil steel, and that's going to get welded with gaps all the way around. You can see I'm just welding these around. Get you in there. So weld one, I'll grind it out just a little bit, and then I'll just weld another one, and I'm almost done. Okay, my side panels have holes drilled in them, and I have a bolt in there, but you notice that I ground off one side of the bolt. Let me take that out real fast so you can see it. Just one side is flattened, and you'll see in 1 second why. This is the side, and this is the other matching side right here. And you got your front and your back, and so that the bolt head will weld to this, so I can take it apart, and there'll be the bolt sticking out here and sticking out here. They're all tack welded in place, and now we have a square box. So here's our rotor. I welded in a rod in the middle, like I said I would. And now, to support it on each side, I'm going to do bearings. And what I'm using is actually rollerblade. Where'd it go? Skateboard bearings, I'm pretty sure, are the exact same size. But what I'm going to do, originally I was just going to leave them out. You know, they come out. Leave them out of their wheel. But I decided, if they're in their wheel, this is actually a really hard rubber, almost like a polyurethane, and that will help cushion anything. So I'm going to leave both bearings in there, and I'm actually cutting them square. They cut pretty easily. And then I'm going to mount them in this square tube, like a press fit, into that square tube on each side. So it'll take away any vibration or anything from hitting the nuts, you know. So, and just a wood saw, and it will cut. So I hammered the wheel into a piece of square tubing. It's tight, it's snug, not overly tight. I cut some relief notches on the back so I could pry it out if I need to check the bearings or service the bearings. So I got this roughly assembled, the shaft in the middle, so I'll just set this in place, and I'll just tack weld these right where they need to be. Okay, this is the front, so this is the inside, and the nuts fall down here. But to make it adjustable for different size nuts, we need to have a plate in there. So I'll put this plate in here, and I'll hinge the top, and then I'll make so it adjusts in and out, so the further out it comes, actually the closer to this it gets, lessening the gap, and vice versa, back and forth. But that's the idea. So this 1/4 inch plate just sits on the inside, and it's just shy of the top, and I'll make a hinge. And to make a hinge, all I'm using is a couple pieces of tube, there's steel tube, and a nail. And I will just set that along the top, and I'll just weld this one to these and this one to that, and then we will have a hinge. There we go. It is now hinged, and you can remove the nail, and it can come apart. I got to make a bolt, drill through here to help push it out, and another bolt up here to help hold it in, because I want to push it out, but I don't want it to sit there and just rattle. So I have a bolt that actually holds it snug and one that forces it out. So now you can see it. This will push it in, but to keep it from just rattling back and forth, this one just adds tension to it, and you can adjust the thickness in between there, you know, almost indefinitely, almost all the way out to, I mean, you could make it so you could adjust it all the way so there's no clearance, but changes the clearance in there. I've welded handles, a piece of pipe and a little handle onto the nuts, but also now I've welded the bucket mounts, which is just a piece of angle steel with notches cut out of it. Backside just a piece of angle steel, and to keep it from sliding backwards there is a little tab, little nub, but that gives you an idea of what that is. I need to make a little hopper for the top, so I got a bunch of triangle pieces cut out, and I'll just weld those together, and it's just sheet metal. I'll just weld it together so that it makes a hopper. Hopper is all assembled, and then it mounts just to one of the sides via a bolt. Nice and sloppy, but so you can remove it if you want. Now I'm going to run some round bar across the top and tack it in just to give it a nice finished edge. Okay, it's all painted. Time for final assembly. Take my sides. The inside is painted, but it's really thin, so it's going to get scratched off, but that's okay. And just some nuts that go on. All those are snug down. Now it's just the hopper, and that just comes in, and one bolt holds it at the back. Well, now you're asking yourself, let's see this thing work. Okay? Because I did it dual shafts, you can run it from either side and just have it just sitting on the bucket. I have it adjusted, the tolerance in there. So let's just use this cordless drill. Put it on there, and let's feed them. There we go. Took a little under 5 minutes to do this entire 5-gallon bucket full. So now all you need to do is pick them apart and pull out the little papers and stuff. And there's a whole one. You know, some of them will be halves and some will be quarters, depending on how nice you are to getting these things out. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment below, rate and subscribe. And as far as plans, I'm gonna have plans drafted up for this contraption. And I'll have those available for sale for a nominal fee. But there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. See you soon. 65 Ford. Bye.